Today, I'm handing you the ultimate cheat code to attraction. This isn't some vague dating advice or tired pickup lines. This is the hidden algorithm that makes a woman's brain light up when you walk into a room. And here's the crazy part. Most men will never learn this. They'll keep swiping on apps, buying drinks, and wondering why they're stuck in the friend zone. While you're about to unlock the 3 secret triggers that flip a woman's attraction switch on demand. But first, this is powerful stuff. So I need you to promise me something. Only use this on women you genuinely like and respect. Deal? Drop "I promise" in the comments, because with great power comes great responsibility. Stick around, because by the end, I'm giving you a bonus hack, the secret sauce that ties all of this together. Now, let me explain why this is like a cheat code. Think about video games. You can grind for hours trying to beat a level, or you can input the right combo and skip straight to the win. Attraction works the same way. Most guys are out here grinding. Endless dates that go nowhere. Texts left on read. That sinking feeling she's just not that into you. But what if I told you there's a shortcut? A way to tap into the exact psychological wiring that makes a woman want to chase you. That's what these 3 triggers are. They're not manipulative tricks. They're biological instincts hardwired into women's brains over thousands of years of evolution. And today, you're getting the keys. But please, use these only on women you genuinely like and respect. Let's dive in. The number 1 reason a woman will sleep with you. Validation, pure and simple. She needs to feel like being with you is a win for her status. Not just physically, not just emotionally, socially. Look at the world right now. Where do men waste their time? Dirty websites. Where do women spend theirs? Social media, likes, comments, attention. That's your clue. For women, validation isn't just nice, it's oxygen. And the girl you like? She already knows you want her. The question is, what's in it for her? Here's the brutal truth. If sleeping with you doesn't make her feel more valuable, more desired, more important in some way, it's not happening. Period. This explains why women lose interest when you come on too strong. Why they chase men who play hard to get. It's not games, it's validation economics. When you're desperate with attention, you're devaluing your approval. But when you're selective, when she has to earn your interest, that's when you become irresistible. Think about social media again. A random like means nothing. But when someone important likes your post, that hits different. Same principle applies to attraction. Your attention should feel like a blue check mark. Rare, valuable, meaningful. This is why the smartest guys always frame themselves as the evaluator, not the beggar. They don't shower women with cheap compliments. They make her work for their approval. And when she does get it, that's when she'll move mountains to keep it. Let's get one thing straight right now. Female attraction runs on validation currency. And most men don't even realize they're bankrupt. Here's how the system really works. Women don't just want to be with a guy. They want a status-altering guy. A guy that makes them feel more valuable after than before. Now, here's what most men miss. Not all validation is created equal. There's cheap validation, like generic compliments or constant attention. And then there's high-value validation, which is rare, meaningful, and has to be earned. This is why withdrawing attention can be so powerful. When a woman senses your validation isn't guaranteed, she'll instinctively work harder to earn it. It's not about playing games. It's about showing that your attention has standards. So how do you apply this? Simple. Give validation selectively. Don't praise everything. Make it meaningful. Frame yourself as the evaluator. Let her qualify herself to you. Stay unshaken by her tests. If she throws a challenge, stay calm. It means she's checking your value. When you master this, something interesting happens. She no longer just likes you, she starts chasing your approval. And that's when real attraction begins. Number 2, competition anxiety. Ever notice how taken men suddenly seem more attractive? There's a dark psychological reason. A Cambridge study secretly tracked women's eye movements at parties. When a man was approached by other women, female attention spiked 400%, even if he wasn't the most physically attractive. Let me break down exactly how competition anxiety works in a woman's brain, and why this is the most powerful trigger you're not using. Women don't chase men. They chase men other women want. It's not some game, it's biology. Her mind is wired to see value through other women's eyes. That's why when she notices you getting attention, something primal flips inside her. Suddenly, you're not just another option. You're the prize. Think about it like social media. When a post gets thousands of likes, you stop scrolling to see why everyone's obsessed. Same principle applies to attraction. A woman might ignore you for weeks, but the second she sees another girl laughing at your jokes or touching your arm, her entire perspective shifts. She's not just seeing you anymore. She's seeing what other women see in you. And that changes everything. Here's the critical insight most men miss. It's not about sex. Women don't fear you sleeping around. What terrifies them is you connecting with someone else. That's why you can text a girl for months with no progress. But the moment she hears you're dating someone, she'll start blowing up your phone. Her worst nightmare isn't sharing your body. It's losing access to your attention, your validation, your emotional energy. The smartest men understand this instinctively. They don't brag about other women. They don't play games. They simply live in a way that makes competition anxiety work for them. They have friends, male and female, who genuinely enjoy their company. They're busy building their lives, not waiting around for texts. And when women see this, when they realize your attention isn't guaranteed, that's when they start chasing. That's when they begin qualifying themselves to you. Watch what happens next time you're out with a girl and another woman glances your way. You'll see her posture change. Her laughter gets louder. She finds reasons to touch you, because in that moment, she's not just interacting with you, she's competing. And that competitive drive is 10 times more powerful than any pickup line or fancy date. You see, the moment you stop trying so hard to get someone and start focusing on building your own world, a world where people want to be around you, everything shifts. That's when attraction starts to feel effortless. That's when competition anxiety kicks in. Not because you're trying to manipulate it, but because she naturally starts thinking, I don't want to lose this. And when that thought hits, she's not just interested anymore. She's invested. So if you take anything from this, let it be this. You don't need to chase. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to constantly seek approval. You just need to create a life where your time, your energy, and your attention are valuable, and not handed out to just anyone. Because when you do that, people notice. She notices. And that's when real attraction begins. Let's talk about something most men don't even realize until it's too late. The third, often overlooked reason why women are drawn to certain men, and why that attraction can lead to something as intimate as sex, is surprisingly primal. It's rooted in biology, psychology, and something much older than modern dating apps or social norms. It's the desire for children. I know, maybe not the answer you expected, but hear me out. Because once you understand how this drive works beneath the surface, you'll begin to see how it shapes behavior, attraction, and even long-term connection. You'll start to understand not just what women want, but why. And if you're paying attention, you'll be able to use this knowledge to become a better man overall, not for manipulation, but for growth. A woman's biological clock is not a myth. It's not some pop culture joke. It's very real, and it affects attraction in subtle but powerful ways. If a woman hasn't had kids yet by her mid to late 20s, her body starts sending signals, subconscious nudges, to start preparing for that. And whether she's consciously thinking about babies or not, this biological programming begins to influence how she views men. She's not just looking at how you dress or how tall you are. She's looking at your future, your stability, your direction. That doesn't mean she's suddenly turned into a job interviewer, but deep down, her subconscious is asking, is this someone I could raise a child with? Now, here's where a lot of men fall into the trap. They hear this and think, so I need to become a provider, right? I need to prove I can take care of her. Wrong, because if you only lean into the provider energy, you risk becoming the safe, predictable option, someone she respects but doesn't necessarily desire. Let me explain. Attraction is a two-sided coin. On one side, You have what I'd call primal magnetism. Your presence, your confidence, your physical strength, your energy. These are the traits that signal immediate attraction. These are the cues that make a woman feel something now. A spark, a chemistry, a pull she can't explain. But on the other side of the coin, you have what I call the anchor. Your structure, your sense of direction, your ability to create safety, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. This is what makes a woman want to stay. This is what makes her think, I don't just like being around this man, I want to build something with him. And if you want to truly understand attraction in its deepest form, you need both. This is where modern men get confused. They think evolution doesn't apply anymore, that the world has changed too much. But the truth is, we're not that different from our ancestors. We just have iPhones now. Think about it this way. If you stripped away all modern conveniences, technology, housing, social safety nets, what traits would matter most? Survival traits. Could you protect? Could you provide? Could you build? These questions may sound outdated, but they're still wired into our psychology, and more importantly, they're still wired into hers. Which brings me to the most important point of all. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, more attractive in the long run than a man who is building something. I don't care what it is. Maybe you're building a business. Maybe it's your body. Maybe it's your mind. It doesn't matter. What matters is the mindset, the habit, the discipline, the trajectory. Because when a woman sees that you're building something, not just for her, but for yourself, it sends a powerful signal. It tells her, this man is going somewhere. And women want to go along for the ride. Not because they need to depend on you, but because it inspires trust, desire, and long-term connection. And let's be honest, when you're building, you're becoming. You're becoming someone stronger, more grounded, more focused. And that changes how the world sees you. The desire to have children may not come up in every conversation you have with a woman. But that biological wiring is still influencing the way she sees you. Whether she's 24 or 32, if she hasn't had kids yet, there's a subconscious drive nudging her toward men who represent more than just fun. She's looking for someone who could be a father. Not necessarily now, not necessarily soon, but eventually. And she doesn't want to take that chance with someone who's still lost, still distracted, still just playing the game. So if you want to stand out, if you want to be seen as more than just a momentary thrill, focus on becoming a man who can offer both sides of the coin. If this resonated with you, I want you to sit with one question tonight before you go to bed. What am I building? And if you can't answer that yet, start tomorrow.